Hey guys, so I'm just out walking and I was just thinking a lot about what's motivating, what's inspiring me to continue to move, how you as a person can also be inspired to grow or change. And I think one of the people that really inspire me is David Goggins, and the reason why is because I like how he says that everything is fucking hard, and a lot of the time when you put yourself on social media, everybody is judging you for what is incredibly difficult and they haven't done, and they will never understand. I know growing up, for me having dyslexia, and even till today, you'll still see lots of mistakes in my posts. It's hard to write a post and it's hard to have lots of people judge you. I know for me, not having a background in dance or gymnastics, it's been incredibly hard to learn movement on my own at home whilst working and raising a daughter. I know for me that nothing comes easy, and every day is a work in progress, and every day I have to work to challenge myself to grow. So I just want you to know that, because the highlight reels and all those things on social media, they're beautiful to see, but the reality is there's a lot of hard work, and that's why we have to suffer well. We have to suffer well for the work we want to do. Truth is, it's hard to wake up in the morning. When my alarm goes off at 5 a.m, I struggle with it immensely. I don't really have an answer how to make it easier, except that I just do it anyway. The truth is, when I go for my 7k run, which is partly this hill, it fucking sucks. It blows balls. It's so freaking hard and I want to give up. When I lift my weights, when I do my yoga and my handstands, I keep falling down. It all really sucks. But the truth is also, it sucks if I don't do it. And the only way to really kind of find your happiness or joy or success is to work through the shit, is to do the things that are difficult so that they become... The reality is that every person in their head at some point is like, I'm not good enough. How the hell am I going to do this? And I live that conversation a lot every day. Sometimes I wonder the value of what I post. I am challenged by the reminder over and over again by the amount of people that tell you that this looks funny, you're not worthy enough, you should do this better, you should do that. The opinions on other people's lives that never even live it. The ability for strangers to judge us. The reality is life is incredibly difficult. But the thing that we forget is that how do we build the ability to overcome challenge and difficulty? We build that by doing difficult things. When you choose to do difficult things, when you choose to show up in your life and repeat the challenges over and over again, you choose to make things easier too. You choose to make possibilities. But we cannot make life easier without doing the difficult things. We cannot make life easier without building our willpower and discipline. How do we build our willpower and discipline? We build that by doing the things that we don't want to do. We build that by having the conversations in our head and being honest with them and still doing things anyway. That's how success is made. That is how we change our lives. And that is the reality of it. You do hard shit anyway, even when you don't feel like it. And everyone struggles. The reality is why most people fail in whatever goal or any change or thing is because they fail at doing hard shit. They fail at seeing the reality that I think the sum total of success is monotonous things done daily. Success sucks most of the time, and then you get a small proportion of it that goes awesome. It's kind of like raising kids, you know, you have these phases and they're beautiful and amazing, but it's also a difficult process to raise children. But then you always get these magical moments that remind you of the value and the worth and the magic. But there's a lot of monotonous done in that day-to-day family life that we don't see on social media and we don't talk about and we don't share. It's like going to school. Most of our degrees or studies are monotonous, and then we get that one time when we graduate or pass a test and it's all worth it, or we can get that job that we want or move into the area that we want. Relationships, once they pass the honeymoon period, same thing, which is why we're often going from partner to partner. it's monotonous unless you put in the work and you do the things like making choices every single day to make that person feel valued and seen, to make fun in your life. That's work also. When you are consistently in a relationship or anywhere in life, you make effort, day-to-day things, and that's what people fail at, and that's why most people fail. So if you remember that a lot of the time life sucks, a lot of the time to be able to grow, we have to do hard things. And not only about that is they're a wonderful thing, because doing hard things grows part of our brain. And that makes it more and more possible for us to continue to do hard things and overcome suffering and challenges and make our life more wholesome. And to do hard things also helps us to create more fun and things of that nature in life. But we have to remember that this life that shows us social media perfection, beautiful skylines, and all of those things. I mean, I'm on a walk and I am sweating and I'm tired and I'm actually really, really hungry. I've got to go home and make dinner. And I would love to order takeout, but I'm going to go home and make a sushi bowl with some salmon and avocado and rice, because making that choice between making something simple and ordering and making a dinner is doing a hard thing. And even though it's small, I could take the easy option. When I choose that option, it makes every time I want to order a little bit easier to create dinner and make dinner at home, because it becomes my routine and habit, and also makes cooking more fun because I do it more regularly. And then in turn it makes me closer to my goals of keeping fit and healthy, because I know I'm eating well at home. So remember, do the things that are hard. A lot of people will say that they're missing something. None of us are missing anything that anybody else has. All we have is ourselves. And what we have in ourselves is things like courage, honesty, reality checking, looking at our excuses and regrets, building resilience, building strength, building willpower, building discipline, building habits, all of these things. But the reality is some people just never work for it, because they don't have clarity in what they want and who they want to be and who they don't want to be. And the other thing is they don't really value exactly who they are and where they are, because they're too busy comparing themselves and looking outside of themselves or seeing other things. The reality is that we have to really honestly look at ourselves, and this is what is so hard, because when we look at ourselves we also have to say, oh shit, I see why I'm not as good runner as I want to be, and it's not because everyone else has it easy, it's because I don't do enough running. I see why I am not losing weight, because actually I'm putting in more unhealthy food than I should, and I'm moving less than I should. I can do better. That's the reality you need to have as well when you change. You need honest reality, and you need to know that you don't miss anything. You miss what you're not building, which is in you. And one of the things that's also, as I walk, I keep coming into things, is sex releases dopamine, social media notifications releases dopamine, chocolate releases dopamine, alcohol releases dopamine. All of these things release dopamine, but the one thing that can be learned and releasing dopamine is pain. So by doing hard things, by going for that run, doing that exercise, sitting down and reading and not being on social media and not watching Netflix, focusing on something longer than you want to focus on because you're so pulled away from it, all of these things are hard things and can create suffering. And within that suffering, you also create a hit of dopamine when you overcome it and you ride above the challenges. You run a bit faster, you do things a bit harder, and so on and so forth. So remember that part of the process of learning to grow and be human, and also do the things that you do with difficulty, is actually serving you and your makeup as well.